What's up YouTube? This is GalacticGod and I'm coming at you today with a video to talk about trading in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now quite recently I was watching a video by BM2341 and he was talking about the experiences that he had most recently at the YCS out in Philadelphia, and his video was not per se about trading but just overall, what to expect when you go to a YCS, kind of things that you should be on the lookout for. And one of the aspects of that video, he was talking about trading and what to expect from that and how it's different than trading at locals or some other kind of Yu-Gi-Oh event. And it kind of got me thinking about one of the experiences that I had not too long ago at a big Yu-Gi-Oh event involving a trade that I had done, and how I wasn't exactly 100% prepared for it the way I should have been, the way I know I should have been. And I just kind of wanted to tell that story and give you guys some insight into my experiences and ways you can help improve your trading so that you don't kind of fall victim to the same thing. Now, one of the great things about Yu-Gi-Oh! That almost every duelist really loves and enjoys doing is trading. We all have a trade binder that we take to us whenever we go to locals or big events or whatever, and we like the kind of social aspect of wheeling and dealing and trying to come up on the better end of a deal and all those things that go along with being a part of this trading card game community. And it's one of the things that I enjoy doing, as well as many other duelists out there. But there are a couple of things to consider, especially when you're going to a big event, when you're going to be trading. Now, the most important thing is to know the prices of the cards that you're taking with you. I cannot even stress that enough. I mean, I know I should know the prices of all the cards in my trade binder. Every single one of them, down to the last penny. What is it worth? What do I value it at? And also, any card that I'm specifically looking to pick up, I want to know exactly what they're worth on the day of the event. If they've gone down in price, if they've gone up in price, I should be well aware of any card that I'm specifically looking for, as well as a good understanding of every other good tradable card that I might want to pick up or that I might cross paths with. So it's important to know the value of every card in your collection that you're taking to trade, as well as every card that you're possibly looking to pick up. Now, card value prices in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are constantly changing, so the examples that I use right now might not be what the cards are worth anymore. But at the time when these events occurred, these were the values that they were going for. Not unlike at a locals or just trading among friends at somebody's house or something, it's kind of a little bit of a faux pas to bust out with your cell phone and try and look up prices there at the event when it comes to trading. Now, some people do it, but for the most part it's kind of frowned upon in the community. It's kind of assumed that you should be aware of what the value of all your cards are, so when they come up to you and say, well, what do you value this card at? You should already know what you value it at. You should know what its actual value is and what you're hoping to get from it, what you're willing to go down from. And to bust out a cell phone at that instance is, kind of a social no-no, if you will. Now, if you're not sure about the value of the card, you could just simply say something like, oh, I'm not trading right this second, just come back in a little bit. And then after they leave, look it up real fast or find them after you know the value, or just hopefully bump into them again. But you shouldn't really do that in front of someone. It's kind of, something that most people don't like and they kind of frown down upon it. Now, I buy and sell a lot of cards, so I'm more or less pretty up to date on the pricings of the card. Maybe not as much now as I once was when I was really into buying, Yu-Gi-Oh! By the caseload, and I would know practically every card price by heart. I know my friends would constantly text me or call me and just ask me, oh, what is this card worth? What is this card going for? And sometimes I'd be like, you guys could just as easily have typed into like Google or eBay and found this out just as fast as if you would have texted me. But that's really neither here nor there. So when I was preparing to go to the last big event that I attended, I didn't really so much look up all the values of the cards I was taking in my trade binder. I had a general idea of what they were worth, and I guess I just assumed that nothing had really changed all that much. And when I went to the event, one of the cards that I had in my trade folder was Madrot. And through the course of the day, people would come up and they'd ask me, what's my value on this card or that card? And at one point somebody asked me for the value of Madrot. And I told them, oh, it's like, I don't know, $20, $25. And their eyes kind of lit up, and they were like, oh, well, what do you want for this? And they gave me their folder, and I was kind of looking through it, and I was like, I don't know. I don't really see anything that I need. And he's like, oh, will you take cash? And I was like, no, I don't really like to sell the cards. I just, want to trade to get some of the stuff I'm looking for. And he's like, well, what if I give you like, $30 worth of value of cards for it? Because I really need it for, my Noble Knight deck, and I'm trying to get it like right away. And I was like, all these little things should have been little red flags that clicked in my head saying maybe I should double check the price of Madrot. but you know, I never did, and I just, you know, I was, you know, caught up with everything else that was going on at the event and preparing for my next round and all these things, and it didn't really just click on me that maybe I should double check and tell this guy to come back later. And because of that, I ended up just trading it off for really roughly about $25 worth of value of cards. And then after the guy had left, you know, went on to my next round, and all during that round I was kind of thinking to myself too, like, wow, he was really interested in getting that Madrad. I was like, and it kind of stuck with me. And then after the round, I went into eBay and I checked up the pricing, and it was really going for more like around $40, $45. And because I did not check the pricing of every one of my cards in my trade binder before the event, I missed out on that opportunity to actually come up on the full value of what the card was now worth. Now, the guy didn't really technically rip me off or anything. I mean, he gave me what the value I said I thought the card was. I more or less ripped myself off. I could have easily come up on another $10, $15 worth of trade value for that card that I ultimately did not get. Now, the point of this story is really just to illustrate that you should definitely know the value of all the card prices in your trade binder. No matter how big or small, you should definitely be up on them. You should just go through maybe the night before and just look up, especially the ones that are above $10, you know, the values of all these cards up on eBay, and just have a mental note of that in your mind. You could even write them, you know, on a little list and just keep it with you in, you know, in your pocket or something, and you could look up, oh, I'm valuing this at this, and then look up all the cards that you're looking to pick up yourself, write down what you value them at, so that when, you know, you come across them, you know how much you should be giving up for that. Anyhow, in the comment section below, let me know if there's ever been an instance where you have traded off a card and then realized later that you didn't get the full value for it. What was that experience like for you? Did you become a better trader for it? Or is that just still nagging away at your soul? And I guess that's it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.